everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to ChasingCinema.com's official YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Tiranno, and today I'm going to be recapping some more stuff from CinemaCon. That's right, the 2016 major convention, the official convention of NATO, or the National Association of Theater Owners. Today I'm going to be going over the Warner Brothers presentation, which was quite exciting. It was the presentation I took the most notes of. They showed a lot of things. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of celebrities. Definitely one of the highlights of CinemaCon this year. In case you've missed any of my coverage already, make sure to click the white eyes up here. That's not going to be everything, though. There are still plenty of interviews available on the YouTube channel, as well as other presentations that I covered. So make sure to click down here at the Chasing Cinema channel. Check out the playlist, and you'll be able to find CinemaCon 2016. That will have everything inside of it. But let's hop right into it. So, first things first, this event first had, we had Kevin Tsujihara, the chairman and CEO of Warner Brothers Entertainment, come out, talk about the exciting year they had, of course, talking about the success of Batman vs. Superman, you know, of course, the money that came in for that movie. Then we had Sue Kroll and Veronica Kwan Vanderberg, who are president of Worldwide Marketing Distribution and president of Worldwide Distribution, who was explaining that they are committed to being great partners with NATO and the National Association of Theater Owners. You have to remember that even though these presentations are happening and that you guys really care about the news as much as Chasing Cinema does, these announcements and presentations are for movie theaters. So of course they're talking about how these movies are for the big screen, how they're going to look beautiful in these theaters, how they are so proud to be working with the exhibitors, things like that. So then these two wonderful women introduced Mario Lopez, who'd be hosting the event, which is quite interesting. Usually, some executive is usually hosting the event. However, Warner Brothers was cool enough to have Mario Lopez come out and do some hosting for them. The first thing they talked about, of course, was Batman vs. Superman, as I said earlier. They continue to talk about that, introducing Amy Adams and Ben Affleck, who wanted to introduce a sneak peek of all the upcoming DC films. Now, they weren't exactly sneak peeks. We did get a sneak peek of Wonder Woman, and let me tell you, I am excited for that. I think that Wonder Woman was one of the best parts of the Batman vs. Superman film, and I was really excited to see clips of her upcoming film. But other than that, they were just talking, they were doing interviews and talking about upcoming things, you know, what they're working on, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, and seeing these really kind of got everyone excited, of course, because everyone's talking about DC, and as we know, DC is going to be Warner Brothers' way to combat with Marvel and the Marvel phases, the Marvel Universe. We also were brought on set of the Justice League. We got to see everyone there. Everyone was there except Ben Affleck, but Zack Snyder was there, and they were talking to the audience saying, we're really excited to bring you Justice League. You know, we're hoping you're going to love it. But no, guys, no footage. I know I've been getting tweets galore. I've been getting messages about this. No footage of Justice League, just a few clips of the upcoming Wonder Woman movie. We moved on and began talking about Suicide Squad. And we were given an extended clips of Suicide Squad. And this movie, I think, has some of the greatest trailers that a comic movie has had. I really think that these trailers have been very, very effective. I just want to talk about that because that this previous weekend, we had another great trailer come out. And you know, with the Bohemian Rhapsody, these trailers have just been so entertaining and so fun to watch. With the Ballroom Blitz, you know, trailer as well. I'm spacing the name off the top of my head, but great trailer. So we got to see an extended clip, which was awesome. And to introduce that clip, we had the entire cast of Suicide Squad. That included Margot Robbie, Jared Leto, Will Smith, Jai Courtney, Jay Hernandez, Karen Fukuhara, Adam Beach, as known as AAA, I'm going to butcher that name, I'm so sorry, Adweli Akuna Agabe, plus my notes were chicken scratch because I was writing in the dark, but that was me, the man playing Killer Croc. And then we also had Cara Delevingne from Paper Town, who will also be in the Suicide Squad film. They all came out, had a good time. They were all actually, it's really interesting because usually they come out, they walk out, they show the clip. Actually, the entire cast of the Suicide Squad gathered around each other to watch this glimpse together, and they all seemed really excited as well. Then moving on, we had Russell Crowe come out and talk about the upcoming film, The Nice Guys, which comes out on May 20th. And he was really talking about how funny Ryan Gosling was. He had the audience really laughing, talking about the term corpsing. If you don't know what corpsing is, that's kind of when you just have to, you keep breaking, you keep laughing. And from the director Shane Black, who was sitting in the audience, they both kind of attested to Ryan Gosling's funny, hilarious antics on set. Now, The Nice Guys is a movie that is about LA set in 1977, and the more I see from it, the funnier it does look. So I'm quite interested in seeing that film, and it was really cool to see that glimpse from Russell Crowe. Following that, we had a smaller movie called Me Before You, which comes out on June 3rd. It was introduced to us by Emilia Clarke, which I thought was interesting. It didn't have a huge effect on me. It's not one that I really remembered or talked about on Twitter or anything like that. Yeah, and again, and I keep saying Twitter. If you guys weren't following my CinemaCon information, you can follow me on Jacob Tiranno at Twitter and Instagram. I'm always posting updates of whatever's going on, so that's a great way to follow me and follow what's going on in the movie world. Then we were blessed. Okay, that's a bit of a strong word, but then we're all lucky enough, fortunate enough, to have one of the best working horror director, James Wan, come on stage with Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson to promote The Conjuring 2. We got a sneak peek of that, which comes out June 10th, and that looks phenomenal. I mean, it was so good, and the audience was laughing and enjoying the trailer. It was so creepy. I loved the first Conjuring film. You can find my review here on ChasingCinema.com. That's no surprise, so I'm really excited for this movie, and I'm just a big fan of James Wan's work. I really am. He's a very good filmmaker, especially a horror filmmaker, so I'm excited to see what he has coming out. Then we had a preview for an upcoming movie called Lights Out. This was a movie, we had David S. Sandberg come out with actress Teresa Palmer. And David created a short film called Lights Out in 2013 that got over 4 or 5 million views on YouTube. It was hugely viral, and I watched it and loved it and thought it was so creepy. And I remember seeing the trailer on Hardcore Henry. So a week before, or a few days before this, I'm watching this trailer on Hardcore Henry for Lights Out, and I'm like, wow, that intro looks very familiar. Well, it's actually the same actress who's David's wife, and the same setup as the short, and that's why. And this producer, who I actually have an interview with, who will be coming up on ChasingCinema.com, make sure you tune in for that, watched this short, fell in love with it, reached out to him. His name is Lawrence Gray. He's one of the founders of Gray Matters, a production company who's working on a bunch of stuff. He reached out to David, and they got this motion picture made. It's coming out on July 22nd, and I'm super pumped. The pop that this trailer got from the audience was huge. I was so surprised. Everyone just was like, yes! They were all into the trailer. They looked like a bunch of teenagers at the movies on a Friday night for a horror film again. It was really amazing. Then we had a video from The Rock, who was not in attendance at CinemaCon this year. But Kevin Hart came out. The Rock introduced Kevin Hart, who will be his co-star in the upcoming movie Central Intelligence, which comes out June 17th, and also had the director come out, Rawson Thurber. And Kevin Hart, of course, being the comedian that he is, stole the show, got everyone's attitudes up. Everyone was really excited, laughing. He's just a funny guy. He's a guy that can really bring a lot of life to the room, and he did. And Central Intelligence, though, I'm a little bit nervous about. I'm not sure how it's going to play off. As much as I love Kevin Hart, I haven't been always a big fan of Kevin Hart's films, but I'm hoping this is the one that'll change my mind. Then we had Christoph Waltz, Samuel Jackson, Margot Robbie returning, and Alexander Skarsgård for the Legend of Tarzan film, which comes out on July 1st. I mean, so already we've had Ben Affleck, Amy Adams, we've had Kevin Hart, Sam Jackson, Christoph Waltz. I mean, you guys see the star power that Warner Brothers brought in? It's amazing. Now, Legend of Tarzan isn't a particular movie that I have a lot of excitement for. I know some of you that's going to upset because I've been getting a lot of feedback on what's going on with Tarzan. But this trailer did look very well. The exclusive clip that they showed us looked quite interesting. But I'm more excited about the cast involved than I am the film. Christoph Waltz, everyone knows that I absolutely love. Sam Jackson, very good. Margot Robbie, obviously rising to her claim to fame. And then Alexander Skarsgård, of course, is great. But overall, very interesting. Moving on to a movie that's coming out in August called War Dogs. Director Todd Phillips came out with Bradley Cooper. Another huge name from Warner Bros. Todd Phillips, you probably know from being the director of The Hangover or Old School. A very great comedic director who's bringing us this new comedy that looks really good, Bradley Cooper, and I'm quite excited about it. I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. Todd Phillips, who was super nice, super polite. I'll insert the photo here as we go along. I really, really respect that man. I mean, he was so nice. You know, I have the opportunity to meet a lot of people while I'm doing this convention, but most of these celebrities are in and out. Like, they are flown in an executive airport to come in, do this quick little tidbit at these presentations, get out, get on a plane, and get out of here. So most of them are hurrying. They're not the ones that I get to interview and talk to. Again, interviewed Susan Sarandon, Jesse Eisenberg, all of these names. Make sure to check it out. Zac Efron, Anna Kendrick, Adam Devine, Nate Parker, Vivica A. Fox, who I absolutely love. Go check out Chasing Cinema's channel. You'll be able to find those interviews. Anyway, but he was such a nice guy, such a great guy, and I loved. He was the one actor that kind of broke from the transcript teleprompter and really wanted to talk to exhibitors about how we need to kind of fight these different ways. And he said, movies are special, we have to protect that experience. And it kind of got this roaring ovation because everyone works in movie theaters, you know, and he was one of the first people to really kind of break out. And though many of these people addressed this situation, he was the one that was talking to us, not reading to us. Not saying that that's a bad thing, because all these actors need to say these, you know, sales pitches, but Todd Phillips really kind of came from the heart and was like, look, we need to protect this experience because this experience is like anything in the world. Anyway, super nice guy. Took the time to ask me about what I do, how I felt about his upcoming film. We just chatted. He was a very, very nice guy, and I know he was in a rush and had to get going, but he took the time to stop and talk to me, and I really appreciate that. Then we had a section from WAG, also known as Warner Animation Group, and they previewed for us Stork's Lego Batman movie, Smallfoot, Scoob, Lego Ninjago, and Lego Movie 2. All in a very quick slate, but they really focused on Stork's and gave us an exclusive look, which comes out on September 23rd, which stars Katie Crown, Andy Samberg, and was directed by Doug Sweetland. He came out, and Andy Samberg stole another great comedian, stole the show. He was working really well with Katie Crown. They got everyone laughing. She was actually really funny, and not many people know her, and she kind of commented on that. She goes, "Everyone's like, what is this girl doing up on stage?" Very funny, but the audience was not excited as they were when we got a little look at the Lego Batman movie, which comes out February 10th, 2017. Directed by, which had Will Arnett, Phil Lord, and Chris Miller come all out and show us some never-before-seen footage, and that I am so excited for, because I thought Will Arnett did a great job as Batman in the Lego movie, and I'm really looking forward to this. Finally, to close out their presentation, they brought Colin Farrell, Eddie Redmayne, Dan Folger, and Alison Sudol to come out and gave us a clip of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And that, of course, is a major movie upcoming, them extending the Harry Potter universe. Huge reaction from the crowd. I mean, it was just a wonderful presentation. I am really pumped for Warner Brothers' upcoming slate. I'm really hoping they turn it around from as far as DC goes, because I'm kind of really not concerned. I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm up here and they're disappointing me as children, but Batman vs. Superman didn't leave the best taste in my mouth, and I'm really hoping moving forward DC is able to capture a really great tone, really capture the essence of characters that people love, and deliver great work, because I'm not rooting for DC to fail. If anything, I want DC to succeed as being such a huge Batman fan. I'm hoping with Suicide Squad, even though I've said many times that I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait for Suicide Squad, I'm hoping that's the movie that really changes the opinion of DC in Warner Brothers collaboration, and really gets fans going, huh, this could be really different. This could be very different from Marvel, but I like it. But we'll see. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the movies I talked about or anything that happened down here in the comment sections below. I'll be glad to answer any of those questions. If you enjoyed this video and appreciate my coverage, why don't you slap a thumbs up on this thing? I'd greatly appreciate it. And to never miss any coverage or anything that I do here on Chasing Cinema's channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in, and please continue chasing cinema.